Okay, we'll call the meeting of the Natrona County Parks Advisory Board to order. First item up is a roll call. Let's start down with Crystal today.
Crystal Bratwold, here.
Cordell Wistison here.
Douglas Irvin here, and on the phone, we've got
Rob Hill here.
Yep, and Jim.
Jim Miller here.
Okay. Next up is Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and join me in saying pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
United States of America,
to the republic
to the
for
republic
which it stands,
which
one
stands,
nation,
one
under God,
indivisible, indivisible, with justice for all.
Okay, do we have a motion for the approval of the November 14th minutes?
I shall move that we accept those minutes on November 14th.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I will second that.
Okay, seconded and approved. Now we're on to reports. Michael, take it away.
Okay, so on the mountain, the Casper Mountain Trail Center is still ongoing progress for construction. They have pretty much finished painting the walls. They are installing some of the flooring, tile in the bathrooms. They're trimming out windows. Kitchen counters and sinks have been ordered. The webcams we were hoping to get up last week, but that was delayed. Some cabling issues weren't complete, so we're going to try again tomorrow. And so hopefully the webcams will be working this weekend, but no promises. But everything's set and ready. It should be fairly simple. Again, there is still no parking at the lodge site until the contractors completed their work there. There's just too many things going on. There's tile saws outside and trip hazards. And so at this time, their liability insurance won't allow that. So hopefully by the time we have some events, we'll be able to get in there. But that's probably early February. Nordic passes. So far we've sold, as of Monday, we sold 266 adult season passes, 124 youth passes, and 38 day passes. Enforcement's still kind of a work in progress. We just don't have the staffing for it, so we're really on the honor system, but this helps pay for our grooming. It really doesn't cover the fuel costs in total, but it's at least helps us offset some of the costs. So compared to last year, we had 428 total passes sold this year and only 367 last year. So we're a little bit ahead, but we're still behind the probably the 5-year average.
Was that because of the snow?
Yeah, last year's snow was pretty light, also. And then, there's some sentiment out there. Well, we don't have a lodge, we don't need a pass, but the pass is for the grooming that we do, which is staff does an excellent job and has been able to get quite a bit of it opened and maintained with as little snow as we've had so far.
Hey, Michael, I would send a text message to the high school coaches and to the middle school coaches just to inform them that, or let them know that, passes need to be bought.
Yeah, we had a big influx, mostly high schoolers at this time. I don't expect an influx on middle schoolers till January, but yeah, I've already passed those messages on a little bit. I'll remind them again, and I'll probably be up there some evening checking all the kids. They'll really enjoy that.
Yes.
Over at the biathlon range, we are still, the county is still working on the operating and grooming agreements over there. So they're still pending with legal and the county commissioners. nothing's been executed. The agenda says no grooming has occurred. However, I received a report from staff yesterday that it appears they have rolled it with their roller. So there's been a little bit of grooming done over there, trying to pack some of the snow down. So I'm not sure how skiable it is over there, but looks like they're starting to do a little bit of something over there. House Half Acre, still working on scheduling with Road and Bridge to get some of the grading work done. Met with Visit Casper. We have a kind of a procedure set for acquiring materials, and I'll be working on that hopefully in the next week to actually get some of the material lists and specifics as to where to purchase over to Visit Casper to order. That's all I have for the mountain. Go on to the lakes, or you want to have field questions?
Any questions from the board for the Parks Director with respect to the mountain?
No,
Jim or Rob, any questions for Michael about the mountain?
No. Have any at this time? I think we talked last time about the shelters, and I think that's still in limbo. Is that right, Michael?
Yeah, and I'm actually not doing anything on those until there's a funding source. My budget doesn't have anything in it for this year. I really don't want to redesign or look at kits until
We have some guarantee of funding.
yeah, we have some way to pay for it. All I can say now is when they went out for bid, the one shelter was $235,000 to complete for a semi-custom design with some nice features to it. A simple metal shelter kit is $96,000, and concrete's going to be $26,000 probably installed. There's also some additional dirt work, so you're still at $150,000 that route. And then obviously prices increase as we continue on. So
Ask a silly question. This is gonna show my building, but does it have to have the concrete when you put up the shelter, or can you add that at a later date?
so you don't have to do concrete for a shelter, but it's harder to meet ADA requirements without a concrete pad.
Which makes sense.
So that's really,
That's the,
And it's foundational, so that decision has to be made first before you put up
yeah.
the structure.
because
I
I
mean-
know there's a structure, our church.
You
has
can
a
build a structure on just footers like a pole barn
Yeah,
and just
and that's,
have
but
a,
they added concrete at a later date, and they are ADA. That's why, that's the only reason I
sometimes
asked.
they do, sometimes they don't. I mean, some people just have a gravel floor in their shelter, but with the ADA, it makes it more difficult. So, and that concrete cost, that I mentioned, that was out of the bid, and that included, I think, concrete ADA parking. You can do non-hard surface ADA parking, but you have to maintain it. And you can't let it erode, you can't let it rut, it has to be still drained, but it's much more difficult to maintain.
So for my pea brain, what I hear you saying, I believe, is it's more cost effective to do the concrete at front because you're gonna pay more in the end having it redone down the road. Is that kind of correct with the upkeep and the added expense down
Yes,
the road?
plus to stay ADA compliant, it really
You have to.
is better to do it that way. Now, we could probably try and get around it, but, you know, we're a government entity, these are public structures, they need to meet current ADA requirements.
and if you're gonna go for funding, grants, you've gotta meet the highest standards.
Right.
Yes.
Which is interesting because Rotary Park isn't ADA, is it? All I can say
No, it is not.
is 15 years ago when my son busted his leg in 3 places and I had to have a IEP meeting for that short amount of time, it was not because their
I
school was
totally-
going up there a couple times.
Right, so it depends on when it was built.
Okay,
That was built, within 6 years, because were throwing that up when I moved in. And there was numerous issues with the
Issues?
way they put that up, and that's not the only one.
okay,
They did not work with the Parks Department or the county. They just did it, and then after the fact came back.
okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to go down that.
Oh, that's
rabbit
okay.
hole.
So I guess only the thing on the mountain is, for all the snow users, keep your fingers crossed, cause there's not a lot in the forecast. So hopefully we get some more snow, cause, grooming's getting pretty thin. Wish we had more so we could enjoy it, but, we'll live with what we got. I believe there's going to be one high school race, middle of February. And then we also have the Special Olympics February 9th. They usually do a snowshoe race on Struby. And those will be, I'll bring those up in January when we meet again.
Okay, I think we're good to move on to the lake.
All right, so really not a whole lot going on out there. The Dive-Base Campground's the one that we recently constructed at Pathfinder a couple of years ago. Staff is out there installing basically rock barricades around some of the landscaping and some of the campsites to control where the vehicles go, so we don't cause erosion and vegetative damage while we're trying to grow that in there. Wish we didn't have to block everything off, but that's what we have to do to maintain any landscaping.
How high are these rock barricades?
Oh, they'll be, just large enough rocks that you can't move them, so they're, 2 feet high, 2 feet wide, 3 feet wide, spaced out enough that you can't drive a vehicle between them. Which is a little bit nicer than a post and cable,
Mm-hmm.
cause then you don't have to maintain the post and cable, and people can walk
Amongst
between
them.
them, yeah. And I'm still going through construction projects out there. The Alcoa Marina is still, working on the marina building, trying, doing finishing work inside, so they'll be ready for the summer. Really, that's all I have.
Any questions for Michael with regards to the lake? Jim or Rob?
I don't.
Any board questions or comments in general?
Are the signs up? I haven't been up.
Jim, did you mention something about some signage up for the Nordic area?
Yeah, yes, I did. Austin Burgess has put up signs, down at Eastville, down at Skunk Hollow or whatnot, and I don't know if that was a possibility for the Parks Department to purchase some of those signs so we could get something up that indicates, some rules and regs or some do's and don'ts or something that gives some signage that gives some direction. I've been up there a number of times last week. There's a lot of people just hiking on those trails. And I know there's a little sign that says no hiking on it, but I don't think they understand that foot traffic is different than snowshoe traffic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we can make that, make that purchase with the purchase that Austin Burgess person has, or I'm just thinking of signage. It's just it's been an issue for a lot of years.
Speaking of signs, so behind the new lodge, there is a snow slide area, and everybody's skiing up and looking in the windows and whatnot. So we now have some temporary signs posted on construction candles, and they're very obvious, that say snow slide area, stay back 25 feet. I don't know if that'll work or not, but that's our temporary impact. I have not had the time to investigate signs and what size we should have for some of Jim's concerns. But you know, we probably need to do something, and with the new lodge coming in February, we'll probably need to put some signage up there as well. On another note, I do have a job posting out right now for a full-time employee to work in that lodge, maintain the lodge, assist with trail passes, educating people about proper trail etiquette. They will be there year round. This position will be the weekends. So it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Wednesday through Sunday. But they will be on staff on the weekends up there. Obviously it'll be, 8 to 4, 8 to 5, whatever the 8-hour day is there. Summertime, it may go to 10-hour days. I don't know. We haven't quite figured that out. It depends on the person that we get. But a big proponent, besides just maintaining the building, making sure it's clean and the bathrooms are nice and orderly, they will assist with caretaking in the summertime, but they will assist with, I don't want to say enforcement, but education.
Etiquette's a good word.
Yeah, education of trail etiquette, summer and winter. And that'll be part of their primary job. And so we will have somebody up there to say, if you're not gonna follow this, follow the parks rules, then the sheriff will be notified.
So was this a new FTE or was this?
Yes, this is a brand new position I got approved in the budget.
Excellent.
Cause we knew this was
Yeah.
coming. I knew this was coming and we needed
Fantastic.
to have
Great.
somebody there.
That is huge.
And, I've had very few applicants, but it's been open only for a few days. I am hopeful. I do have one applicant that I'm kind of hopeful about, and I'll probably meet them next Saturday in person. They're not local, but they are moving to the community, and they are outdoorsy ski, mountain bike type of person with, some parks and rec background. So we'll see how that works out. I did hire, recently we got on staff, actually Monday, he got through his training. We have a new parks maintenance operator on the mountain. So he's gonna be getting trained on grooming, and he'll be able to assist our staff up there, so that now at quote unquote full force with 2 full-time employees on the mountain and a half-time supervisor. So, get what we can done.
So with the signs, is that something, like, where is Austin getting his signs at?
Austin, I believe, is making his own signs
He's making his own signs.
at this time, cause he's been he handed around last meeting.
Right, I was here,
Yep.
yep.
So,
Out of curiosity, do you remember when Rotary was here? I wonder if that's a project they might wanna help with.
Wouldn't hurt to ask, but historically, they've been focused on
The park,
just
Rotary
Rotary
Park.
Park.
Yeah.
yeah, and right now, Rotary's been involved with a committee I've been on for a while to improve Rotary Park, so I think they kinda,
Their
Pretty much
current
Rotary Park.
focus is on some educational trail improvements, making is it a geology hike or some
Yeah.
type of?
Yeah,
That's what they were talking about. yeah.
geological signs, ecological signs, and then just some trail improvement, the wayfinding signs,
Yeah.
improving those because they need to be updated and some of them need to be in different locations. to make more sense.
Yep.
So,
Hey, Michael, do we have some of those rules, and I don't know if you want to say rules, but some of the signage on our website so people can see that if they get on the website to get a ticket and whatnot?
yeah,
To look at the trail system.
they can find the entire set of rules on a website.
I think he's saying as, if we had like a copy of Austin's, graphic for the basic yield and snowshoe here, that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
I can
And put
probably,
that beside the, like just display it beside the link to, or on the page where you buy your passes, that might be informative. Is that what you're saying, Jim?
Yeah, I think that would help also. You know, even the new signage, Mike, that you just said about snow slide area towards the new lodge, if that were on the website also.
okay, yeah, I can have staff add that. We can put it in our trail update blog, and a couple other places, so, yeah, so I'll get with Austin, get his graphic, then I'll send something to IT to maybe post like a, hey, this is what, trail etiquette or something.
Yep.
We'll figure something out.
Well, and I think Austin brought it up, and we all kind of know it. If somebody is angry about a sign, the sign's gonna disappear. Which,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know how to say it. I get it, but
I won't discuss here, my staff cleaned the Skunk Hollow outhouse today
oh,
because, folks don't have proper etiquette. Leave it at that. So,
Lovely. Any other board questions or comments?
I don't have any.
Rob, are you good, or anything you want to bring up?
Not yet, no. Thank you.
I have one other thing, Chairman. I know I've kind of, sounded a little gruff about the public, but I do want to reiterate that the majority of the public does a great job, and we appreciate them, and we're glad they can enjoy our parks, and they do respect the rules and regs in the land, so those comments aren't directed towards everybody.
Yes. It's again the small minority bad actors that
Yes.
are just getting worse in their behavior. Okay.
Everywhere.
There does not appear to be any public to have any public comments, so I'll entertain motions to close the meeting.
I so move meeting adjourned.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
Okay, then that